So my name's Jay Ruff, the owner and executive chef of Lincoln and Wicker. I've been in this business pretty much since I was 13. Was my first job in the kitchen. By 17, I was a sous chef, and at 21, I took my first executive chef role in Hawaii. It's what I've always loved to do. When soon after 9/11 happened, I dropped everything and joined the Army, where soon after I was picked up with the U.S. Army culinary team. We had traveled all over the world competing. In 2005, I was awarded the Philip A. Conley Award for most dedicated in improving food service in the U.S. military. After that, I moved out to Miami, worked at a couple great restaurants, and then found myself back in Chicago in 2010, where I was at Chase Tower in the executive dining room. And then after a couple years of that, it took over the role as executive chef for NBC Chicago. In 2017, I started my consulting business, Tattooed Chef Consulting, and done a ton of restaurants downtown in the north side, south side, and it was kind of a push for my wife to stop giving everybody else my ideas and to open up my own place. So this is what it is at Lincoln and Wicker. It's a culmination of my culinary career. All the dishes are based off of global comfort food with an elevated twist on them. We really have the vision of doing elevated dining at a blue-collar price. So, favorite thing about being a chef is just seeing the smile on somebody's face, being a small part of that anniversary or birthday or special dinner. It was always, I'd always see my grandma and my mom looking at all of us eating, and the volume goes down because the food is just amazing. I love being able to give that experience to people. Today we're going to prepare Delilah's chicken. It's becoming one of our most popular dishes. It's named Delilah's chicken after my 10-year-old daughter, Delilah. I make that dish for her every birthday and probably 10 to 12 times more throughout the year. But there's so much of me in this restaurant, like Delilah's chicken. Danny's Bee's Knees is my wife Danielle's favorite drink. Patty's Gimlet is my mom Patricia's favorite drink. So it's a little piece of home every time that order comes in, Delilah's chicken. I get to see her name 40 to 80 times a night. Cooking in the Army was fun on both aspects, competing with the culinary team, but then also cooking out in the field in the DFACs, feeding 700 soldiers, breakfast, lunch, dinner, late dinner. Cooking in the field, it was, just being able to get the guys' minds off of what we were going through for 15 minutes. It's like, oh, that tastes just like my grandma's fried chicken, or, having Soul Food Thursdays where we did barbecue ribs and collard greens and baked beans and macaroni and cheese. It was a lot of times 3 weeks on, 1 day off. We were up at 4 in the morning getting breakfast ready for all the soldiers. And then lunch was a quick, you'd have 15 minutes to eat. So fill them up with as much food as possible, get them out the door, and start it all over again for dinner. Being in the military really installed a certain discipline in me that, I have 4 words I live by. I do it anyways. When I'm tired, I do it anyways. When I'm scared, I do it anyways. It was just a mentality. When I first got in the Army, some of my drill instructors would be like, hey, Ruff, that pile of rocks, go move it over there. And when you're done, go move it back. Like, I've never been a stranger to hard work. Flipping this place around in 30 days. It's kind of instilled just in what I've learned in the military and how I treat my staff and how my staff treats me. We're all a team, and you can't do it all by yourself. And I've just had some awesome people help us along this journey, from MK Designs who designed everything that you see in here, from good childhood friends that are my bar manager, my chef. It's just teamwork makes the dream work.